I think what I'll end up doing is going back to Italy, since I've got... I can do Sardinia, and then get the northern half of Italy wrapped up, and that should actually put me pretty close to 60% if I can get Italy done. I think. Let me see where I'm at right now. Should be about 53%, I think. Road haul cosplay, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, about 53.25%. All right, so we're good there. All right, so let's get rolling here. Yeah, I'm just gonna flip around here. Trying to think who I would I'm trying to think who I would, if I did cosplay, what I would do for cosplay. I'm not really sure. I mean, if I had to pick something off the top of my head, I mean, it'd probably be either Iron Man or Doctor Strange off the top of my head. If I was to do a comic cosplay.
Sortez maintenant.
Because I was... Because back in the day when I was collecting and reading comic books, I surprisingly enough, I wasn't really into Doctor Strange as much. But I was really interested in seeing the Doctor Strange movie, and I like that but I was really like Iron Man, and the I was always fascinated with the Iron Man was probably my favorite. So I have a bunch of the Iron Man stuff, and I made an effort to go out and try to collect a lot of the old Tales of Suspense comics that he was in before he got his own comic. So I always liked the concept of Iron Man.
Tenez la droite.
But I always liked the team up comics, like the Avengers, West Coast Avengers, X-Men, that had a bunch of different characters featured in it. I'm trying to think who else I tried to collect a lot of. I think I got some of the Thor ones. I have a bunch of Thor ones. I'm trying to think who else. Alpha Flight. Yeah, see, I don't know if I have any of Alpha Flight. I'm trying to think what I remember. I remember, like I said, the Avengers, West Coast Avengers. I think there was...
Tenez la droite, puis sortez à droite.
I think there was one other Avengers group. I don't remember what it was, though.
Sortez à droite.
But I was more into the Avengers because, obviously, Iron Man was in quite a few of them. The Black Knight. I always liked the Black Knight, too. I was intrigued with the Black Knight because, well, swords and, the sword and the medieval stuff. He was another one. So I have a few of his. I'm trying to remember if I don't think he had a big series. I don't think he was ever featured in a main series. I think he had a mini series I've got of. Nearly the first 50 issues of Alpha Flight. Nice. Yeah, the ones I got a bunch of are the G.I. Joes and the Transformers. I think I might have every issue of the G.I. Joe and Transformers comics. Because obviously back in that time, those were the toys I was into. So I was definitely into those.
Tenez la droite, puis sortez à droite.
I'm trying to think superhero-wise. I've got a bunch of Spider-Man comics. But I got them more as collectible things than as just a follow.
Au rond-point.
Yeah, see,
prenez la
I
deuxième
wouldn't.
sortie.
Yeah, if I was to do cosplay, I would have to have somebody make my costume. If I wanted to do it well.
Sortez maintenant. Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
But yeah, I would have to say if I was going to do cosplay, it would probably be either Black Knight, Doctor Strange, or Iron Man.
Tournez à gauche.
Would be the ones that
Tournez à droite.
I knew that guy was not going to stop. I knew it. I was already in the circle, pal. I'm not waiting for these guys. See, that's why I have fines turned off.
Au rond-point, prenez la deuxième sortie.
Because of idiot AI
Sortez
like that.
maintenant. Allez tout droit.
You know what? While I'm here, we'll floop in here.
Recalcule.
Recalculating. And we'll just scoot right across the road here. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like the money, you know, is no real big deal, but it's just like it's
Tournez à droite.
it's not they've really to me they have to work on the system a little bit, because the stuff you get fined for, it's like, oh, come on now. It's like if your wheels are just an inch touching the white line at a red light, you get fined. It's like, no, come on. If you're going 5 miles over the speed limit, you're like, fine. No, it's like, no, you're not generally going to get fined for that. It's like when the AI runs into you, it's like, no, you don't get fined for that. It's like the AI gets a ticket for that. Or the other driver gets it. He hit you. He's the one getting the ticket. So it's like, no, it's like it gets so aggravating. It's like, no, come on.
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
Plus, with the scaling in the game, it makes the
Tournez
speed
à gauche.
such a pain in the butt, because you'll hit those stretches to where, okay,
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite.
you're going 80 or 90 kilometers an hour. Oh, I meant to go in.
Tournez à droite.
And all of a sudden it drops down to 50 or 40. It's like, oh, come on. It's like you have no time to slow down by the time you see the speed limit is reduced. And then you get nailed. It's like, no.
Tournez à gauche.
Over here. You know what? Let's do a little bit.
Recherche d'un nouvel itinéraire.
Okay. It's like, hey, buddy, I have 50 kilometers,
Tournez à droite.
50,000 pounds on you, and your speed limit is 20. Mind, if I get you, that's on you. Exactly.
Faites demi-tour dès que possible.
Make a U. She just said make a U-turn when possible. That's right. I'm going right out here.
Calcul d'un nouvel itinéraire en cours. Recherche d'un nouvel itinéraire.
I'm just going.
Au rond-point, prenez la quatrième sortie.
Quatrième should be 4th exit.
Recalcule.
Premier is first. Deuxième is second. I forget what third is.
Tournez à droite.
All right, so yeah, because
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite.
I will. Hold on.
Recherche d'un nouvel itinéraire. Recalcule.
Just gonna flip around here. We're going to go into the Mercedes dealer.
Tournez à droite.
Get a little bit of discovery going here. I know. Yeah, see, I took French lessons back in high school. I think, or what was it? It was 8th. I'm trying to think. It wasn't. No, I don't think.
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite. Tournez à droite. Peu importe, je trouverai un nouvel itinéraire.
It's like 7th or 8th grade. I'm trying to think if I did it in high school. I don't think I did it in high school. I think it was middle school, 7th and 8th grade. Troisium. Yeah, Troisium. 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 If I'm right. Thank you, Taz. Taz would know. Troisium. Right, okay. Because I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Tournez à gauche. Tournez à droite.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you guys speak,
Préparez-vous à
would
tourner
be
à gauche.
French?
Tournez à gauche.
Flemish, right? I think you guys speak Flemish too, right?
Vous êtes arrivé à destination. Votre guidage routier est maintenant terminé.
French and German, that's right, German. I was trying to think what the other one was. Again, the advantage that you Europeans have over us Americans. Where apparently, if you go to England, we can't even speak English as Americans. What we speak isn't even English. Yeah, that's why. I thought Flemish would be your primary language, and French and German would be the secondary ones. Yeah, in America, we don't have languages, we have accents.
C'est parti.
Which, depending on how far north, south, east, or west you go, actually is a language in and of itself. Yeah, there's American English, and then there's real English. Come on. There we go. Oh, coast is clear. We are clear. Now what I want to do first, let's see here. Let's see my route here. Is a living, mutating language. And are other languages like that too? See, that's the thing. I think, yeah, American English, I mean, yeah, talk about mutations, absolutely. Because not only, we've got all the dialect, you got your New England dialect, you got your Southern dialect, and there's dialects within the Southern dialect. You got your Cajun dialect, you got your New York dialect, all the, I mean, up here in the Northeast, we got, you got your Jersey accent, your New York accent, you got Pennsylvania accent, you got so many different accents. Yeah, I guess there's not much I can do in the ways of rerouting here to cover some roadway. And we're going to get bits and pieces. My accent is, oh man, I can't even pronounce that. Is lead, and their accent is Leeds. All right. I want to say oilsjusters. Oysters. And then when I would say a fast pass, roll through, trolls pass, even if it was DLC for real money. Well, yeah, and there's even, we even got Canadian accents, eh? But it's funny, it's like...
Tournez à droite.
Oh, boy. Come on, dude. He just kept right on going. There we go.
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche. Tournez à gauche.
All right, let's get moving here. We've barely even started and we're already in trouble here.
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite. Tournez à droite.
I guess I should turn my... Oh, Jesus, that was close. I guess I need to start paying attention to the road here. Canada, Ontario, Quebec, Eastern Canada.
Allez tout droit.
Yeah, of course, and you know,
Au
obviously,
rond-point, prenez la deuxième sortie.
originally being a French territory, you know, you guys still
Sortez
there's a lot of French speakers still up in Canada as well, which is actually where you know
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
I think it's my grandfather on my father's side was born in Canada, so we got a lot of French Canadian
Tournez à
in
gauche.
us. Damn it, I did it again. I'm looking in my mirror. I didn't see this guy coming. Right. So yeah, it would be a different dialect of French.
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite. Tournez à droite.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Oh, Lou. I'm here reading chat. And oh, God. You know, I think I still have a no damage mod on because I was tooling around the other day with it. I forgot to take it off before I started streaming. Thank God I did. I'd have like 20% damage on my truck just in the last 2 miles here. Good God Almighty.
Au rond-point, prenez la deuxième sortie.
Yeah, don't text and drive. I know, right? Yeah, I cannot use the phone while I'm driving. Even hands-free, can't do it. I mean, I could do it hands-free better than I could hands or texting. But yeah, it's not. I'm in the car, I'm driving. That's all I'm worried about.
Au rond-point, prenez la deuxième sortie.
Where the hell does this thing have me going? Oh, okay. Now I got to loop. All right, I got you. Deuxième, second exit. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, saying that you get to some places in the United States,
Sortez
and the
maintenant.
accents are so thick and different that you have hard time understanding what people are saying. And it's only me running over idiots on the highway and the odd rollover when you're careless. Yeah, I know. Like I say, I usually, I just put it on not too long. I found it not too long ago because I was just tooling around with it, and tooling around in game, not being serious with anything. I said, these repair bills on my truck from just screwing around is like too much. It's like, is there some way to turn it all off? It's like, oh, okay, here we go. And I forget I have it on.
Tenez la droite.
But like the Cajun accent is really difficult to decipher. And you get into some places in the deep south, if you're from north or west, just some of those deep southern accents are tough to figure out what they're saying sometimes too. Distance between Ghent and Brussels is only 57 kilometers. All pointed out places in between have their own accent. Right. Well, see, that's like it is up here in the Northeast. You'll have your Jersey accent. Forget about it. And then you start going to Pennsylvania, and then we have a slightly different accent in Pennsylvania. I still speak with a Jersey accent, so like if I'm speaking in my normal tone, it's a Jersey accent. But even in New Jersey, there's different dialects of the Jersey accent depending on whether you're north, central, or south. Obviously, if you're north, you're sounding more of a New Yorker. If you're south, you're getting more into I don't want to say southern accents, but it's less of that New Yorkish and Jersey accent. you're getting into a more rural accent as you go south. Oh, I can go this way. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, I forget what's it, the New England accent. Is there a term? I think there's a term for that accent up in New England. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, we're talking about the storm of the century. Nasally. Yeah. Well, you can't get there from here. Right, yeah, they do. Yeah, yep. Nos Petirages. Well, that's interesting. See, I don't remember a trailer like this. I wonder if they decked out the trailers a little bit more, too. If one of these updates... Yeah, it's funny. It's like, yeah, definitely the East Coast has some interesting accents. What are we doing here? We're doing about 90 right now. Let me back off a bit here. I don't want to be too close to this guy. Because you never know when the AI feels like slamming on its brakes. So we'll go right there. Here we go. But yeah, it's language is a very fascinating thing. I mean, if I had to do things over, I would probably like to study a little bit more in language. One of my things I've always wanted, I wish I had always learned Latin. I'm trying to think that I don't know. I'm trying to remember if there were. I don't think there were. I don't think we had Latin courses in high school. I'm pretty sure in college there were courses where you could actually take Latin and learn to speak Latin. I kind of wish I had done that now. Just to be able to say, hey, I can speak Latin. I've always, Latin's always fascinating because that's, the language of ancient Rome, that kind of stuff. And I've always been sort of I don't want to say history buff, but history's always fast. Ooh, I think we might have a nice screenshot here. Here we go. Lurkin? All right, thanks, Monty. So yeah, either learn Latin and maybe go into history. I should have taken a minor in history, or actually, I probably should have majored in history in college. Now that I think about it, I probably would have been able to do more with that than my BA in communication arts, which I have right now. But yeah, one of my history professors was sort of trying to encourage me to at least minor in history at the time. I wish I had done it now. Of course, at the time, being 20 odd years old, thinking it's like, oh no, so I'm going to be doing this, man. I'm going to be getting into radio. I'm going to be getting into television. I'm going to be doing editing, that kind of stuff. Yeah, look where I'm at now. It's like, nope. Complete waste of a. See, oh man, I wish I could have gotten that. See, I would have to teleport ahead of him, but I can't teleport. See, I would like to have that in the background. That truck. Damn. See, if I try to pass him, we're gonna be. See, I'd have to go from the back. And I don't get my truck, yeah. Let's see. Let's just see what it looks like. Can I go up? I should be able to go up higher. There we go. Yeah, see, I'd rather get my truck in there. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll take. Maybe I'll take 2 screenshots here. Hold on. Cause I like that there. So let's go like this. Get a couple of screenshots here. We'll get one like this. That way we do get a bit of the river, a bit of the whatever industry is in the background there. We'll get the cow trailer. Let's do it like right there. Of course, we still have the central focus as our Goodyear trailer. Right there it won't work. So let's go. Boop, 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 boop. Let's take all the blur off. Yeah, so let's get this one. We'll zoom in just a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to go back up here. Let's go back up a bit here. There we go. I think right there will work. All right, so we'll take this one. See if I can get a good shot for World of Trucks too. Although I got a couple of screenshots on World of Trucks I really like, and I don't want to replace. Even if I favorite them, I just don't want to replace them. You see, I think I got to go up a little bit further here so I can get the river in the background. Get over the hump. Here we go. Yeah, see, because I want to get, let's see if we go down here, see what we kind of get here. Because that's kind of about the shot. Oh, you know what? I didn't put Goodyear tires on here. Damn it. That's what I should have threw Goodyear tires on here. That's all right. We got the truck and trailer. Yeah, let me move up a little bit here. We'll go right about, let's try right about there. Let's see how that looks. I think I may have gone a little bit too far, but let's see. Let's go back up. We'll go in. Well, maybe not. If I can get, oh, there we go. Get some of that horizon in there. I think that'll work. Get our MAN. Nice view of the paint jobs there. A little bit of the scenic background. I think that'll work nicely. Boom. All right, so let's get rid of our blur. See how she looks. You know, I may want to throw a little bit of blur. Just, oh, you know what? I gotta get the blur strength back here. Just like right there. Just like the buildings in the background a little bit. I'm going to blur out some of the cars too. I didn't necessarily want to do that. Focusing. What does that do? I don't see much. All right. So you want to change I don't think I want to change saturation, but obviously we've got to do this because apparently that's what they like on World of Trucks. You got to put it at the angle there. So we're going, yeah, there we go. I think I like that. Get a little bit of the blur in the background there. You still see some nice detail. River in the background there. Nice reflection in the mirror, windshield. The focus on our MAN Goodyear truck and trailer. All right, let's take that one. There we go. We'll throw those up on Twitter later today. All right, let's get this job finished. We got a long way to go. Yeah, it's funny how how your life alters as you get older. It's like my wife actually went to went to school for business degree, and did some law too. In fact, she got a certificate for a years ago when Erin was still younger. She went to an online school to get a I forget what it is exactly, to be a legal assistant or something like that. And again, it's just our lives have not coalesced enough to be able to allow us to continue the pursuits we originally have dreams of.
Tenez la gauche.
I gotta keep left. Yeah, I gotta get over here because this is a double exit, isn't it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hit the brakes. And of course, I went to the now defunct computertraining.com courses way back when. And I mean, I had a pretty decent job, but it was just not for 4 years. But it was just not a job well suited to my abilities at the time. And at this point now, to try to get back into tech support would just be too much of a hassle, because I would have to go through learn Windows 8. Learn Windows 10. It's like, no, I don't want to go through that again. Because really nowadays, if you want a good tech job, you got to know databases, really. Databases, some programming. But even if you're not in the programming side of things, SharePoint databases, mail servers, Exchange, or whatever somebody's using. Linux is obviously a good thing to know too, which I know. I know a little bit of Exchange, a little less of SharePoint. Pretty much nothing of databases. I got to get over here. Oh boy, I hope there's nobody behind me because I'm hitting them. There we go. And I've tooled around with Linux a bit, but not really enough to be able to do much of anything with it. I mean, for me, the way I look at things, especially in tech now, I mean, especially with Microsoft, how they started pushing PowerShell after Windows Vista, and when they were going more towards Windows 7, it's like, it's like we're getting back into the old command line days. It's like, to me, it's like, it's old school versus new school. It's like there's no reason for command line stuff anymore. I mean, you could build a graphical shell and get as much nitty gritty as you need out of that by clicking buttons, which is much more user friendly and easier to deal with than trying to deal with and learn command line arguments and that kind of stuff. It's like, come on, PowerShell command line, you don't need it anymore. But you got some of these old school people who just, they want to hold on to. That's what it is. It's not exactly old people, but old school people. And Linux people are a part of it, because a lot of Linux is still command arguments, command line, that kind of stuff. It's like you don't need it anymore, but they want to hold on to that. Hey, get away from allowing the general common man to be able to do stuff, and hold on to their firm grip of nitty gritty tech support. It's like, no. Let's do everything within the graphical shell. We'll be fine. You You don't need to hold on to this antiquated command line stuff. When things are easier and better with a graphical shell. It's just not necessary anymore. I think so. That's one of the things too. It's like, a lot of that stuff you still, a lot of the Microsoft stuff is still, there's a lot of heavy portions on PowerShell and that kind of stuff. It's like, no. I'm not memorizing strings of commands because why? Just to say, copy this file to that file. This, it's like, no, it's not necessary. And it's a big enough headache to try to figure out how I'm going to work virtual machines into Windows 10 here. I still got to figure that out. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with my virtual machines, because this old Windows 7 laptop isn't going to last forever. So I'm going to need to get Windows 10. I'm going to need to get my virtual machines running up on Windows 10 so I can play these old programs. Either that or figure out how to get them to run in DOSBox. I mean, we can emulate. With Daggerfall, I can emulate a CD-ROM in DOSBox. So that sort of gives me hope that maybe I can, somebody's figured out a way to do some of these old CD-ROM games in DOSBox. So I got to look that up now. That way, maybe I can just install them on the system and just run them through DOSBox. So that's something I got to look up now. Again, if I had time. Because, of course, Microsoft, they got to change stuff for no good reason. And now, and any virtual machine that isn't running Windows XP, which, of course, you have to activate, you can't run on Windows 10. It won't run anything older than XP. And even XP, I think, can be squirrely sometimes. And the problem is with the Hyper-V that they've got on Windows 10, it doesn't have integrated sound directly through the console. You actually have to go into a remote desktop session to get sound in your virtual machine, which is like, all right, really? That seems unnecessarily a pain in the ass. Because, Windows 7, I'm just running the Windows virtual machine. You get the sound directly from the virtual machine console. So I don't have to do a remote desktop session, capture that to do a stream or a video. Or on Windows 10, I would have to do a remote desktop session and capture that session in the stream. Crap, is he behind me? Yep. All right, enough space. These damn drop-off exits, man, to kill me. Gave up running virtual sound cards after leaving Mac OS. All right, it's like...
Tenez la droite, puis sortez à droite.
You understand not wanting to support some older stuff, but then...
Sortez à droite.
If your newer stuff isn't as feature-rich as the older stuff, it's like, come on. I mean, I like Hyper-V. I run Hyper-V on my server. It's very handy and useful, but there's also instances where, you would say, I kind of need to have sound integrated with my virtual machine without having to go into a separate remote desktop session in order to do it. I mean, at least I have to say I haven't played around with it enough yet, but okay, hold on, kiddo. I'm gonna have to. I'll be up in a minute.
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
At least with Hyper-V, you can it actually has
Tournez à gauche.
3D integration in it, which I don't have a 3D. I don't have a graphic. I don't have a decent graphics card in my server to be able to test it. But at least with with this thing here, my streaming rig, I can actually test that capability with Hyper-V. Again, if I ever had enough time to do it. Because if I could do that, because if I could get that to work, then I could conceivably try to get a Windows 7 virtual machine on here and install a lot of the games that I can't play either on Windows 7 or Windows 10 or in a virtual machine otherwise.
Allez tout droit.
Oh, let's go straight on. I have to say, that's the one thing that console gaming has over PC gaming, is that if you still have your old console, you know, you got no issues. You just pop in, you know, I got the old NES, I got the old SNES, I still got the Xbox 360. You know, I don't have to worry about, you know, of course I can't find games for them anymore, but I don't have to worry about, you know, a system not supporting it anymore. It's like as long as you know, and you know where are we at now? 20 odd years for the NES and SNES, and they still work. You know, you're getting, you know, PC lifespan. You're getting a little sketchy with that.
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
I mean, my old IBM PC XT died, and that's it. Once it's dead, it's like you
Tournez à gauche.
to try to figure out what part died on it, and then find that replacement part for it. Yeah, that's a that's a tall order there. But I'm not throwing out my IBM, because one day I will get that to run again. One day, that is my hope, to one day get my IBM running again.
Préparez-vous à tourner à droite.
All right.
Tournez à droite.
La Paris. Am I going to Paris? Oh no, that's right. I'm actually going to. I'm going to Cambridge, aren't I? I'm going back to England. I forgot what. Are you going to let me go? All right, thank you. So I really didn't want to have to stop for you, dude. Okay. So where am I going exactly? I know I didn't look specifically. Yes, yeah, so it's either head up here to Calais or go back to Roscoff, which Calais makes sense. All right. Are you there, Abs? Hello, Abs? No? Okay. But yeah, I have to be grateful for Steam at this point for having a lot of old games on there and having them run or work at least reasonably well enough. Hey Kat, how's it going? Oh, the drive is nice today now that I'm out on the open highway and not running into things like other cars and trolleys and stuff like that. Doing good today. The AI can be. Some aren't going to stop. Yeah, I know. Like, I had the one guy run into me on the roundabout. It's like, seriously? Come on. Hold up traffic on to let you through. I know, right? It's funny that, I've said this before, is that the AI in the game, you know, you can tell it's like when the AI is not exactly glitching, but not operating the way it should. Like when they stop in the middle of the highway to let you on, it's like, that's not realistic. So it's the AI being stupid. But when you think about it, well, the AI being stupid mimics AI stupid, real life stupid drivers. They're just being stupid in a different capacity. Oh boy. Oh crap. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alrighty. So it's like the AI is realistic and not realistic at the same time. See, are you going to stop? Nope. Nope. All right. Now I got to let you go because you're too far up and I got no more room to maneuver. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Yeah, got to be kidding me. Nope, I don't want to reverse. I want to go. Thank you. Somebody, at least somebody's letting me go. Somebody is letting me go. Thank God for that. Somebody's letting me go. I know the AI mimics my driving. I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they've changed AI quite a bit, but yeah, it's still. See, AI is one of the toughest things to program in the game, no matter what game it is. I remember back in the day, back when I was following Guild Wars a lot more, and ArenaNet was talking about AI, programming AI, stuff like that, and they're saying it's hard. It's hard to program AI. Yeah, I know. The roadside events are cool. They're nice. But a pain in the ass sometimes, as you can see, if you're not ready for it. Yeah, so I remember when Squirrel did his tour of the SES studios, and he interviewed a lot of the people there. He interviewed
Tenez la droite, puis sortez à droite.
All right, we're making it right. He interviewed the guy who does the AI, and
Sortez à droite.
And it's like and just like the people who do skill balancing in an RPG, it's like I don't envy him. It's like I don't envy people who have to skill balance in the MMO, because you'll never get it right. You can never get it right. There's no such thing as true balance in a game. In a multiplayer game, there's no such thing as true balance when you got a variety of classes and skills that are incorporated in your game. StarCraft? No. So I have. What do I have? I have the battle chest. I have to install that. I have to see if I can actually get that installed on here. Is that maybe that? Ooh, you know what? That may be a good idea for if I can't do the Tomb Raiders because they don't go on sale before September. I may see if I can do the StarCraft battle chest. Might do that because I haven't played StarCraft at all yet. Again, it's one of those things like, when do I have time to install it? When do I have time to play it? If I'm going to play it, might as well stream it, right? But I may actually do that for 100 Days Game. What I may do then is push Tomb Raider into October, and hopefully they go on sale again before then. Because the way I think for 100 Days of Game, I either want to do all the Tomb Raider games, or I don't want to do any of them at all. I don't want to split it up like I have with some of the series. Like with King's Quest and Elder Scrolls, I split between multiple years of 100 Days of Gaming. I sort of want to do all the Tomb Raider ones. Oh, I forgot. I forgot I have rest on. I got to turn that off. Well, what time is it? I may rest just to, yeah. Ooh, I will have to rest. I don't want to do a night trip, though. I want to keep in day here. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Only wanted to rest so I could do a daylight run. But even with like I don't know a lot about StarCraft, but well, see, I I don't even know if I would say. See, I don't know if I would say that. I mean, obviously, I'm not a big PvPer, so I can't speak for the PvP side of things in any game. But I seem to remember there was still, I mean, all through Guild Wars life, there still seemed to be grumbling about balance and this and that. And obviously, there was the infamous killing of the monk skill. Where the hell, I can't remember the name of it, because Izzy could not for the life of him figure out how to balance it for PvE or PvP. So they just made the stats so useless. It essentially killed the skill from any use in PvP at all. But I mean, from a PvE side of things, it's easier because the monsters aren't going to complain about balance. But you don't want to get into the realm of having metas that make the game so trivial, which I think from the PvE side of things, I think early on, even really with prophecies and factions, I think it was a pretty decent choice. Well, yeah, oh crap. Yeah, Nightfall was really the linchpin for a lot of people. I mean, first they introduced heroes, which a lot of people complained about. But it's funny, the arguments they were using actually made no sense when you think of Guild Wars as an MMO and you're playing with other, you're grouping your group.
Tenez la droite, puis sortez à droite.
And the ideal grouping is with other people. That's a whole nother discussion we can have during our Guild Wars stream. But yeah, once they introduced the PvE skills, that was sort of the end of skill, the end of a true balance in the game. But at the end of the day, it's, well, do you want to have your PvE? Oh, I'd like to say, do you want to have your PvE balanced or do you want to have it fun? And you can have it balanced and fun. But I think that what really happens is that they back themselves into a corner with how they did the skill system. And so I think, with their train of thought was, okay, how can we do something different and new with the skill system instead of just having essentially identical skills in each campaign, which is what happened between prophecies and factions. There are some skills that are factions only, but are mirror skills of prophecy skills. So I think they wanted to try to avoid that round, say, okay, let's do something interesting. Well, let's have just specific PvE only skills. It's a matter of listening to the right people, and the loudest screamers are well, exactly. Well, see, that's the whole thing too. Which when players complain that devs don't listen to us, well, sometimes it's better that they don't. Huge damage reduction and protective spirit, but those were the ignorant people, right? Yeah, it's like sometimes your loudest people are not your loudest people are not the ones you really want to be listening for, and that's where the tough part is in game development.
Réorientation.
Because you want to try to, and that's obviously, you can point to WildStar as a perfect example of not listening to what your player base is telling you, and on one hand I applaud the devs of WildStar for sticking to their guns and following their design idea for how they wanted the game to be. But then it gets to the point to where, well, okay, if the majority of your audience is telling you, yeah, we don't like that, then that's where you have to decide, okay, well, maybe this design idea is not, we have to rethink our design idea. Whereas you get some devs that, actually, do I need my lights on? What time is it? I forget. Oh, yeah, I guess I should. I had my lights on this whole time, so I guess I'll leave them on. You have devs who have a good design idea, but then they start listening to the wrong people and they change their design idea, sort of like what happened with Defiance. And you're not listening, and you stop listening to your core player base, and you listen to the outliers, and your game suffers. But yeah, I mean, the problem with game development in that sense is that the people you should be listening to are not necessarily the ones that are talking. They're not the ones that are going on the forums or Reddit or what have you and complaining about something. They're just playing your game, and if they don't like something, well, they're not. They may be, thinking that they don't like this particular system and trying to avoid it in your game playing. Or they may be talking with their friends or their guild about how they don't like it, but they're not necessarily vocalizing it in such a manner to where the devs are aware that they're not happy with a particular system, or there is a particular system that they really, really like that the devs are thinking about changing, which would be a mistake. So that's where the problem lies in, is that the people that are probably your best litmus test for what you should be doing in your game are the ones that you don't really hear from, because it's not in their nature to to be vocal about what they're saying or what they're thinking and feeling. And then of course we run into the problems that every game developer and game runs into, that, well, they're changing things that piss people off all of a sudden, and then the devs are surprised why everybody's pissed off. Or they're not changing something that people are complaining about it, but they're all that kind of stuff. So it's sort of a catch-22, really.
Tournez à droite.
And of course, nowadays there's systems in place to measure metrics and what people are doing and stuff like that. But there you run into the BioWare SWOTOR problem, to where BioWare has all these metrics of what people are doing, how much they're doing it. Where the hell did he come from? All this stuff they're doing in game, but the problem is they're not analyzing why people are doing what they're doing or why they're avoiding a particular piece of content. Where balance comes into play are often esports that need to be balanced for pro play, but that inherently inherently unbalances it for the rest of the people playing the game. Yeah, exactly. And that's always been the problem with MMOs too, to where you have these two distinct and separate styles of gameplay, PvE and PvP. And if somebody says that you can balance both, you can't. It is impossible to balance a limited skill set for both PvP and PvE. You just can't do it unless you use a closed system that does not allow for player input on how they kit out their characters. But for your typical MMO that sort of has a free-form build ability, it's impossible to balance that for PvE and PvP. And so, of course, we see things like, which I think ArenaNet really started. I don't know if, I think there's one or two other devs that do it, but I mean, obviously playing Guild Wars, I'm most familiar with what ArenaNet did by splitting skills, so that they operate differently depending on whether you're PvEing or PvP. And so you can achieve a more harmonious balance, let's say, between your two groups of players by doing that. That way, when you balance something for PvP, you don't have to worry about it affecting how that particular skill changes in PvE. So, and that's the thing with Star Wars The Old Republic. It's like, you're going in there reading your metrics on what skills people are using, what content they're doing or not doing, and saying, okay, so we need to do this or we need to do that, just based on what people are doing without really understanding the underlying reasoning of why they are doing what they're doing. I mean, the perfect example in The Old Republic is the on rails space content that launched with the game. It's like BioWare hasn't touched that basically since the launch, practically speaking. So there's been nothing really new on that front. And so when they go look at their metrics nowadays and they say, okay, nobody's playing these space missions, we probably shouldn't put any development time into it. Well, why is that? They don't look beyond that. It's like, well, why aren't people doing the space missions? Yeah, true, it's a limited space thing, but a lot of people I knew, at least, and myself included, really enjoyed doing those space missions. We would like to see more of it. But at some point you gotta say, well, I've done them all. How many more times am I going to grind it out? I'm not going to play it as often, even if I enjoy it, because, well, I've already done a lot of it, and there's no inherent benefit to me continuing to grind it out as much as I would like to play it. So they look at their metrics and say, okay, nobody's playing it. We're not going to do anything with this. Well, nobody's playing it because you haven't done anything with it. So they're not looking at those underlying reasons. Well, why is nobody playing this? Is it because it's just a mechanic that absolutely sucks, or is it because, well, there's nothing new there, so people aren't going to play it? If they go in there, spend some development time on it, and then see that people, we actually do want to play this type of space mechanic, then the metrics will tell you that. But again, that's the problem. It's like, not listening to the portion of your player base that you should be, and in part because, well, that portion of the player base, oh God, I got to turn here. That portion of the player base isn't always your most vocal or noticeable. So it's at some point maybe the AAA devs, the big game studios and publishers will get it, and we might see a paradigm shift towards that, which is that's why indie games sort of have the advantage. Indie games and Kickstarter games, because there's more of an interaction with more of your audience, and with the audience being smaller, of course. Right off the bat, you can get more of a feel for what's going to be good for the game and what isn't. And that's why you got a lot of indie games out there. They're not big games, but they're popular games, and they do all right for themselves because they have that core player base that really helps the development of the game. Yeah, right. Yeah, they often just uninstall and stop playing the game. So and they're the people you never hear from. So you don't know why. It's like, what was it that made you stop playing and uninstall the game? Like Lineage 2, right, Cat?
Tenez la droite, puis continuez tout droit.
Oh, crap.
Allez tout droit.
Yep, I knew there was somebody. I had the distinct feeling there was somebody over there. Yeah. See, I know how to torture cat now. Just fire up some lineage too. Yeah, and for me, it was. I didn't even have a chance to dislike the gameplay because I was just struggling with the controls so much.
Continuez tout droit.
It's like it was so completely unintuitive how to get to this menu or do that or do this or that. It's like, oh my god. It's like, can you make it any harder to play your game? Had to stream on and thought it was barely watchable. I know, right? I think the only other game that I played that I was just like, oh my god, when is this over with? Was Castle Torgieth. I think that's the only other game I played where it's just like, oh my god, no. This is sheer torture. Absolute torture playing and streaming this game right now. That's Castle Torgieth and Lineage 2. And ironically enough, I still have Castle Torgieth able to be played for 100 days of gaming, so I might just have to do it. I might just have to do it. That way I can get it off the list. But yeah, it's like Castle Torgieth. It's one of those things where you think, you know, this might be a good concept, but you need somebody who knows how to develop it. I mean, all the credit to whoever tried. You know, hey, you know, they did more than me in terms of attempting to develop a game. But still, it's painful. It was just painful. See, I could see whoever it was just sitting there at their desk in front of their computer, thinking, it's like, okay, I want to build this RPG, and thinking, it's like, I want to get back to those old school, you know, the hard RPG type things, you know, get into the, you know, do something along like Dark Souls, go along that path with it. It seemed doing it, but how am I going to be a little bit different with it? And, you know, and come up with this concept, hey, this may look good on paper, but then when you go into the actual execution, it's like, no, terrible idea. Just like that Doctor Who side-scrolling game I made, and just that one level I made that sounded good on paper, saying, hey, this would be a pretty cool level to make. You know, to where you can get trapped in the maze and you have to discover what the right path is. But then after the first time you hit that level and you say, nope, don't like it. This was terrible execution. Never going back here again. Yeah, so I could see it from the developer standpoint. It's like, okay, yeah, I got an idea that looked good on paper, but when it came to the actual execution, it's like, yeah, maybe this didn't work out the way I had hoped.
Tournez à gauche.
Yeah, I can't remember any other. I mean, I've played some games that were in early development, so you had issues, bugs, that kind of stuff, which, you know, neither here nor there. That doesn't bother me. It bothers me more when it's a AAA experience and they launch something that's just complete garbage or bug ridden. But yeah, I can't remember any other games I played that were just, yeah, I do not want to do this again. It's like just about any other game I've played, I've been able to find something that I say, I kind of like this. This looks like this would be a good idea, or something that, this is a good concept. I'd like to see this fleshed out a little bit more. But yeah, like Castle Torgieth and Lineage 2, it's just like, no, it's just not working on any level. On any and every level, it just doesn't work for me.
Au rond-point, prenez la première sortie.
Premiere, okay, first exit. It's just like the games I got in the simulator,
Sortez maintenant.
the simulator bundle by the simulator live
Tenez
dev.
la droite, puis tournez à droite.
Oh shoot! I gotta get over here.
Tournez à droite.
I've already did. I've done. In fact, well, I think Battery and Taz watched the road patrol truck. That one. Oh crap! I just ran the red light, didn't I? Oopsie. Well, I guess we'll just go now. But they did road patrol truck. They did the curling World Cup that I've streamed so far, and
Préparez-vous à tourner à gauche.
oh, it's on the left. Okay, and they did Subway Simulator.
Tournez à gauche.
Oh, right here. Okay, car 4. But
C'est
those,
ici que ça se termine.
but I actually reviewed Curling World Cup and Road Patrol Truck on Steam, and I had to give them negative reviews because they're just not developed games. They're not worth the $8 that they're asking for right now. But like the concept behind them, it's like if the developer would just stop just throwing out like asset flips out there, which is essentially, I think that's what they are. They're Unity asset flips. All the games they did is they've got like 12 games or something out there, and I'm going to play every single one of them. I'm going to play them and stream them. But it's like even with Curled Whirling Cup, which does nothing to simulate curling at all, and Road Patrol Truck, which was just I mean, it could make for a good arcadey simulator experience, but they just need to put more development time into them. If they just did that, those would be games I could recommend because, they're not hardcore simulators, but they've got concepts that are slightly different. Especially the Curling World Cup. I would love to see that fleshed out into a true, even if it's an arcade type simulator, but something that simulates curling a lot better than the game actually did. And tournament competition and stuff like that. I would just love to see that game fleshed out a lot more. But they've got quite a few different concepts for games that they just really need to be fleshed out and developed. And I could see myself going back to them. Whereas like Lineage, it's like I can't see myself going back into Lineage. Castle Torgith, I want to like the game, but I just can't. So I just can't do it. All right, we're good. Let's go. Lights off, engine off. Let's drop this, and we made it. We have made it. Boom. Like I said, I've only played the 3 from them right now, and right now Subway Simulator is the most fleshed out of the 3 I've played. That's a nice little payday. That's a nice little job there. But at least I got a couple of screenshots out of the job today. I didn't even think about screenshots on this trip. But even reading the reviews of all the other games that they have, it sounds like it's like a lot of these other games are the same thing. It's essentially what they put out was a demo or a prototype that has a general concept, a general feel for how the game's going to play. But that's it. There's no other real game to it. So if they would just go in there and just make it into at least alpha stage, it might be worth something. But yeah, even Subway Simulator, which is I think Subway Simulator is like right there at alpha stage level. It's got a lot of bugs, and there's no and it's got a passenger mode that tells you you have no idea how to do it. But yeah, it's like, I could see the concept there. I could see it's an alternative to like a train simulator. But you got to get in there. You got to flesh it out more. So hopefully the devs will go in there and work on these games a little bit more, because those are games I would like to see those concepts developed out a little bit more, and I don't see it being developed anywhere else. So hey, I mean, they threw these concepts out there. Get them, man, get them. It'll help you out in the long run if you say corner the market on those ideas you threw out there. But yeah, that's game development, I guess. Well, here we are. We did it. We did it. So thank you for joining me today, everyone. Much appreciated. We're gonna have to end it here because I gotta get lunch. I gotta get lunch now. Actually, I gotta get breakfast. All that good stuff. Let's get back out here. So there we are. We wrapped up our Goodyear, our final few Goodyear travels here. So it is ending today. The Goodyear event for World of Trucks should be ending in about, I think it's 7 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's ending 23:59 UTC time. So that's about let's see, 7 o'clock. So that'll be about 6 hours and 40 minutes from now. So if you guys, anybody out there still wants to do some Goodyear events, still have to finish your 10 trips for your personal goal, you only got 6 hours left to go. But it's fun. I enjoyed this event. The DLC, very nice. I like the event. Well, you got 3,200 kilometers to go with a trailer with tires. Nice. Yeah. Next week, we will be doing. In fact, let me do this. Let me pop out of here real quick. Hold on. Not that time going on matters, but let me. I gotta bring my schedule up here. But thank you anyway for joining me, everybody. Much appreciated today. I've had fun. I hope you had fun out there, whether you were chatting with us or lurking with us. But next week, we are doing American Truck Simulator tomorrow. I think I'm doing it tomorrow night. Because Erin has to go pick out her classes for high school tomorrow morning. So that sort of changes how I had to do my schedule for Monday, with 100 days of gaming and everything. So so unfortunately for you Europeans, it might be a little bit too late in the evening, for American Truck. But we will be back next week. Next Sunday morning, we'll be doing, at this time, American Truck, and Monday morning at this time, between 8ish and 10ish a.m. Eastern time, we'll be doing ATS on Sunday. We'll be doing ETS 2 on Monday. We'll be doing both of those on the multiplayer servers. So anyone who wants to come join us for like an impromptu convoy are welcome to join us on either of those mornings for ETS 2. And I think what I have planned for those, I want to do sort of like one nice long trip on each of those. So I'm thinking for ATS, we're going to be starting in New Mexico. Either starting in New Mexico or starting in Washington and going, whichever way. If we start in New Mexico, we're going to Washington. If we start in Washington, we're going to New Mexico. As long as, there's a job that takes us there. But we'll be trying to go as long a distance as we can. Same thing with ETS 2. I know, paused. I'm gonna be trying to do a long job here. I sort of want to get into. I'm trying to think where I kind of want to go here. And I'm thinking here. I'm thinking maybe for next Monday here for our multiplayer adventure here for ETS 2. I'm thinking maybe starting here on the on Sardinia. Maybe somewhere in Caesarea or Olbia, driving down to Cagliari and then going into Palermo, taking the ferry into Palermo, and then go up through Italy. I'm thinking go up through Italy, through the going east stuff here, then go up into the Baltics, go up here into Russia or Finland. So I think maybe that's what we'll try to do next week for ETS 2. So we'll start in Sardinia and sort of work our way up the eastern part of the map here into Finland. So I'm gonna have to get my butt here into Sardinia. I think I'm still in England, so I got some driving to do this week. Lowest Villa in Sicilia, and look towards Finland. Oh yeah, see that's what I'm kind of thinking for multiplayer next week. We'll just do a nice long trip. It'll take a couple of hours, so that'll be a nice little stream to kick back, relax, shoot the breeze. Oh, you're driving that way, the other way. Nice. So you'll be ready. So yeah, if anybody wants to join us on those adventures, again, we'll be on multiplayer. We'll be on the arcade server on ETS 2, so we don't have to worry about collisions and griefers. ATS, they don't have one, so we'll have to just deal with what comes. But that's sort of the game plan. You can check out my Discord. If I remembered to update Discord, I'll try to look. I'll try to look probably Saturday, Friday or Saturday, to see, what kind of jobs are popping for me. So whether I'm going to start in New Mexico or start in Washington and go from there. But I think definitely for ETS 2, we're just going to start here in the island and just see if there's something that's going to pop. Even if we have to do a couple of trips, maybe we'll have to do like a couple of trips. Maybe we'll have to take something that takes us to Venice or somewhere here, and then pick something up that takes us to Finland. But we'll see. But we're definitely starting Sardinia here, ETS 2. ATS, it'll depend on what pops job-wise. But yeah, we can look forward to that next week again. Anybody out there watching is more than welcome to convoy with us next weekend in either game or both games, if that's what you want to do. But yeah, that's it for us. We'll be back, like I said, tomorrow night with American Truck Simulator, exploring Washington, trying to see if I can get the rest of the Washington cities unlocked and get my final Steam achievement done there. And we will be back. Otherwise, we'll be back later today. We're doing Foundation for 100 Days of Gaming on channel Real Millennium Group. And then I think I'm going to be popping back into Wild Terror Online later on tonight on channel BJ Weiler, just to explore that game a little bit more. I might trade off between Wild Terror Online and Conan Exiles, because I want to get back into Conan Exiles as well. So I think I'm going to try to get them more streamed regularly as well. Do some survival games. I haven't done a lot of those besides for Extra Life, so I think I'll try to get some of those. Ready for both and be home for both. I'll drive. Yep, absolutely. So hopefully. So Sunday morning and Monday morning, look forward to that next week right here on channel RMG Gaming 2. Thanks for joining me, everyone. A pleasure hosting you today. I hope everybody had fun. We'll be back again soon. I am BJ Weiler. Thank you for joining me. I'll catch everybody again soon. Everybody enjoy your Sunday. Have a good, fun, and safe week. And until next time, whenever that may be, I will see you in game. Good. A manly horn. And I'll see you out there on the roads as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Where's my OBS? There's my OBS. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everyone. Much appreciated.